aloha, friends. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's author Joe Holt. We've got another Fireside chat for you today. Special guest. Friends, welcome back. Another incredible human being. His name's Crash Bandicoot. Welcome.
Hi guys, I'm Crash Bandicoot. How you all doing? What have you done? You've ruined it already.
We've already got. It's already. Yeah. You know, if you guys
What,
were.
do I need to change my camera?
No. That's all me. That's all me. In case you guys were wondering, this is live. In case you were wondering. Oh, Crash, I like your sticker, buddy.
My stickers are great, aren't they?
Yes,
we'll
yes. We will talk about that actually because I'm gonna need some help with some custom stickers later. 10 out of 10 opening stream.
Professional, right? It's me. It's my
Well,
fault.
what we try to do is just lower your expectations immediately, and then as it gets better, you're just like excited that it's better. That's right. All right. So anyway, without further ado, friend, the very first question I always like to ask my guest. Your name's Crash Bandicoot. What's it mean to you, and how'd you come up with it?
So as you probably noticed this already, but as a child, I grew up on Crash Bandicoot, and it was sort of the first video game series that grabbed me. I mean, I've grown up with I believe it was the NES and the Genesis, the Sega Genesis, so Sonic and Mario. But the first console to actually grab me and I was able to call my own was the PS1. So yeah, I love Crash Bandicoot, and funnily enough, my surname's Cliff. So I thought, let's put a bit of a twist on it, and yeah, that's where the names come from. Quite simple, but also got quite the meaning of it is the fact that it's my favorite game series.
And you want to show your shirt off real quick? You're not. It's not on film, but
if it gets in the overlay. Woo!
dude, that's incredible, Crash Bandicoot. All right, we're definitely gonna have to get into some merch talk a little bit later. That's so awesome, man. So awesome. I'm totally distracted by your shirt right now.
I'll just do this.
There you go. There you go. It looks just like the sticker. Oh, that's fantastic. All right, so second question we always ask: what got you into streaming, and also at the same time, how long have you been streaming?
So I suppose what got me into streaming is as we probably all have, I found Twitch probably 2014. Where are we? 2019. Yeah, about 5 years ago, I reckon, and I've just started browsing the platform. I never even knew what it was. I was more of a watching YouTube, probably like most of the people nowadays, because I was always used to watching YouTube. And I just started browsing it, going, "Oh, people are playing live games. This sounds pretty cool. It looks pretty cool." I then started following a guy called Spamfish, who just sort of caught my eye and is still one of my favorite streamers that I tend to watch every now and then. And it's just gone from there, really. So browsing Twitch, and then I thought, you know what? I could give this a go myself if I've got a decent enough rig. But it turns out you don't really need a decent enough rig. Just something that could sort of be enough. And then I just went from there, and that was about 20 months ago. It actually 2 years in June is when I started my Twitch journey, and here we are today, better than ever.
So how long have you been on DLive then?
February 16th. So
so
2.5 months.
I mean, are you asking me to math? Because that's not really my strong suit.
I was alright at school. You can give me a quick math question, and I might be no, screw that, ignore that.
All right, okay. March plus April plus part of February is how many days? And if you had
9 weeks.
If you had 3 apples and ate one, do you still have 3 apples?
Yes.
No. Technically, yeah, because it's just inside of you now. See.
To me.
I don't even know what that means. All right, so you've been on. You've been DLive the last few months. What are the major differences? Like, what brought you to DLive after being on Twitch for so many years?
So I felt on Twitch, especially within the closing months of when I moved over here. So probably from, if we go back to maybe August last year, going into the winter and into the new year. Then so August to probably like November, I just sort of felt like I wasn't really there was not really getting anywhere. I was stuck at one point, and the the community that I brought there seems to just go away. No one was coming in. I wasn't really feeling loved, as we say.
Mm.
And then and then I just saw a Zonda tweet. I think it was back in maybe the start of December. I can't remember when he first started his journey on here. And then I sort of, first of all, just pushed it aside. I was like, it's just something. But then he tweeted again and kept tweeting this positivity. I was like, okay, this is obviously something he's taking seriously now. And then so I just thought, I'll click and watch him on this platform. And then I saw just all the community and the love that he was getting on this platform, and I thought, do you know what? I should probably try this myself. I was down in the dumps anyway, and I struggle with that anyway. We'll get onto that later. But so I thought, do you know what? Let's just start fresh. So then I checked out. I've created an account in, I think something like the third week of January or something, just so I can see what the platform's like, what they have to offer, see other channels and stuff, and then just started from there, and I've honestly not regretted it since.
What would you say is your favorite thing that's different about DLive as opposed to your previous platform?
I'd say again, a lot of people probably say this, but the keyword community. It actually feels like a community on here. It still feels like everyone knows each other. Everyone if you go into someone's chat or someone comes into your chat, you instantly feel connected, and it feels like just everyone knows each other. Whilst it seems to be quite divided on Twitch and other platforms, in my opinion.
Oh, I see. Yeah, and I've had other guests mention that it was kind of like you versus everybody else until they got to DLive, and then it's like everybody's helping each other to be successful.
Yep. It is. It's everyone cares. It seems like everyone cares about everyone. So if someone's got a goal, or whether that's a follower goal, a Lino goal, or a sub goal, everyone will help each other, and that's what sort of it just brings everyone together. And it's so heartwarming to see this. I just feel like, and that just sort of Twitch has lost its edge in that, in my opinion.
Well, I just have a quick question. Where are you streaming from in the world?
Northwest UK.
Okay. The UK. So that's, I mean, like I live in the middle of, I just say I live in the middle of America when people ask, because, I've noticed like Turkish viewers and streamers like to drop by. Yeah. Sorry, the chat's distracted me. And it's always fun. They tell me what city they live in and what part of the country they like. Yeah, I don't really know what that means, but appreciate it, So Crash Bandicoot, I really like that name, and I'm too distracted by your shirt to not talk about it sooner than later. So
I can take it off if you want.
I mean, as long as you're covering the nipples, I'm told that you're not violating this community standards. But no, I'm. It's a good thing. So you're wearing a shirt that has your name on it. How did that happen? How did that come about?
So I thought that's a good question, actually. Can't remember when it was. It must have been probably when I started seeing some slight growth on Twitch, when I started to see maybe my sub count go up a little bit. I thought, do you know what would be cool? Do you know what and then do you know what my brand and the logo would look cool on? I thought, t-shirt. And this was after I believe I got my emotes done, which are my stickers that I've currently got in DLive. I thought these would look great on a t-shirt. So I just contacted the artist who did my emotes and said, "Oh look, can you maybe sort out a logo or something?" And he came up with a design on a t-shirt. So then I just started browsing the internet for sort of the best low-key merch, because I'm not going to go for ones that cost a lot and then ends up charging a lot, because I don't agree with high charge prices on stuff when you're a smaller streamer, And I came across the site that I got this from, and yeah, it's really good material, and it fits fine.
Are they available for your viewers to purchase, or is this something that you did for yourself?
Viewers can purchase them. I've got a command in my chat, but yeah, I can put the website somewhere if you want.
Yeah, I mean, this is about you, so yeah, definitely share your info if you don't mind,
Give me a second.
because this is
Give me a second.
I'll fill space for you. There's another gentleman, Epic Merch, who streams here on DLive, and he's been doing custom mugs for other. Yeah, that doesn't work in here. I'm not smart enough yet to have commands. Pancake. Sorry about that. We've
Can
got.
I, in fact, oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Speaking of mugs, do you mind if I be right back? Because I have got a mug.
You've got a mug.
Yeah.
You'd like to show it off?
Well, I mean, I don't know how this works. Can I
Yeah,
leave
yeah.
for like 5 seconds?
Yeah. I'll drink out of my new mug while you're gone.
I haven't even seen your new mug.
I got it from the store. It's not.
I'll be right back. Trust me, it's worth it.
It is worth it. So, guys, this is the reason we're promoting this gentleman's merch is because there are a lot of DLive streamers who like custom merch, and they want to have stickers, they want to have t-shirts, ball caps, right? And that's not something I know anything about, to be honest with you. I know I've seen Epic Merch do a number of mugs for different streamers, and that's awesome. Custom engraving, right? Oh, good, he's wearing pants, he says. Wait, you don't? Wait. That's the thing about streaming. It's from the waist up, so who knows, right? Who knows?
Oh God, did you see my ass?
Well, they were just glad you were wearing pants. I was like, well,
Oh yeah, I could have easily got up there like not wearing anything underneath.
That's what I'm saying. As streamers, how do you know?
Do you want to see it? Look at
chest
it.
up. Let's see it, buddy. Let's see it, dude. That's just nice.
It's pretty sick, isn't it? This is an older one. It got cut off there, but the newer ones, it comes back a bit around here a bit more.
That's awesome. And so you were going to link the website in chat?
Oh.
Is that still an option?
I hope it still works. I was looking at other stuff, but yeah, I think it still works.
There you go, guys.
I'm constantly always looking, but this one just seemed. I got the shirt at a decent time, and it fits fine. It's had a lot of washes, and it's not gone. The logo's not disappeared.
Yeah, it's super clean. I mean, that's what I said before we started the show. I was very interested in your merch. Yeah, man, that's nice. And there's so many of us that wouldn't mind having something like that.
It's what I'll be honest here, I'm terrible at advertising. I'm so bad. I always forget in my chat to be like, oh yeah, I do have a Discord, YouTube, and merch. I just always forget. So the opportunity that I've missed of probably people actually purchasing these is probably unreal.
Well, do you have that information in your about section on DLive? Well, that's that. There you go.
I mean, to start.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, if you're watching and you're new to DLive, there is, for everybody down there, one of the tabs is About section. Even if you're not a streamer, I would recommend filling that out, because if you come into channels and chat and we get to know you, we'd like to come by your channel and see what you've got to say. So Mr. Cliff, do I call you Mr.? Actually, would you mind sharing your first name with us?
Yeah, Josh.
Josh. Aloha, Josh.
Well, who's that?
Hello. What do you prefer to be called if somebody comes into your stream? Like Crash Bandy Cliff, or Crash or Cliff, or? I
suppose Crash, but I don't really mind. I'm easy. I mean, someone can call me an idiot, and I'll be fine.
No problem. All right, so call them whatever you want. Appreciate that, friend. So you're clearly a retro gamer. Is that what you're streaming on DLive?
I'm huge variety. Like one day you'll catch me playing. Well, at the minute I've been playing Axie. Oh. But then earlier on I went from Axie to the first Half-Life. And then I could end up playing. Yeah, I mean, I've played Sonic on stream. I've played Mario on stream. I've played Counter-Strike on stream. I've played all sorts. There's another thing I could talk about DLive here is variety seems to be more welcoming on this platform, and I personally have seen that from like personal experience. The love I've got, no matter what I'm playing, it's really welcoming, and it's great.
Are you a full-time streamer? Do you have another job besides?
Well, yeah, technically yes, but I'm currently unemployed at the minute, which I've been unemployed for unfortunately 16 months, which isn't great.
Oh, that's
But
rough. Is it the job market there that's the problem?
it's a bit of both. Yeah, I'm just so unlucky.
Hmm.
I've noticed, and that it pays its effects on me, and it's not the best, but you just gotta get by, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, we life comes at us, but that's the kind of the nice thing about what we're doing here is you've got friends that'll support you all over the world.
Exactly. It's insane.
No,
Especially
I
on that. Well, I'm lucky to live with I live with a housemate. It's me and my housemate in a house. And he's been like quite welcoming and supportive, which is always good. He's probably the only friend I've got, if I'm honest.
well, you've got plenty on DLive.
That's true. That's what again another thing. Like I'm so like socially awkward. You can probably tell with the way I'm moving now. And it's just when people chat, it's amazing. Like the adrenaline that you get is crazy. I personally feel like if you're playing a game or whatever you're doing, and people come in and say hello or how you doing, even if it is just hey how you doing, all of a sudden I'm piped up. It's great. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, and how like we kind of alluded to this earlier in the show. A lot of us streamers have issues with social anxiety, with depression, with different forms of mental illness, and I mean, you kind of alluded to that and said you'd be willing to talk about it. So, I mean, if you don't mind, that I think there's a lot of viewers who have issues with anxiety and depression and things, and it's important for us to talk about it. It's important for us to support each other,
Hmm.
and so if you don't mind talking a little bit about that, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Give me a minute. I'm going to have to link this one because you've probably not heard of it. It's something called I I suffer from something called SAD. Ironically, let me
Sad.
just yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well, I didn't mean I
Um,
wasn't. I'm not laughing. I'm just like, wait, it's called sad. I mean,
yeah, well, it's abbreviated to SAD. It's seasonal affective disorder.
oh yeah, yeah. I've heard of that
Do
for sure.
you mind if I put that in chat?
Oh no, do it. This is your show, friend.
Yeah, so that's a link. Basically, I can tell you a perfect example of it actually. So as
Sure.
you know, I'm a partner on DLive and I've been that for a week. Um,
Congratulations.
so yay for my for my verified partner stream, which was a week on Monday, so last week. Um, I decided to do a 12-hour stream,
Mm.
which was one of the best times I've had in my life. I'll be honest right there. Like the support I got was amazing. All the subs, everyone who turned up actually ended up getting front page the first time they introduced this new algorithm. Um, so obviously I was all this hyped, doing 12 hours. I ended up going for 13 and a half.
Wow.
um, so then I didn't get to sleep till about 3:30 that morning. Um, just went to sleep. Obviously struggled to sleep because you would if something good happens, you're hyped about it. You can't sleep.
Mm.
Wake up the next morning. I'm fine, completely fine. Go to stream at my usual time, which I think then was I've changed it a bit now, but I think then was maybe three or four my time. Um, perfect. So I don't know what it was over here in the during the Easter weekend. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, it was like glorious weather.
Mm.
So I even actually ventured outside the house on the Sunday. I mean, that's an achievement in itself. So then on the Tuesday, it was sort of average weather. So it was normal. And then all of a sudden, about an hour into my stream, it sort of just went black outside, like as if it was going to absolutely chuck it down. Completely black, completely dull. I was being all normal or happy and be like, "Oh, I'm still hyped from yesterday. Couldn't believe the love." So then all of a sudden, just drop,
Mm.
and I didn't want to stream. I didn't want to be here anymore. I felt so depressed. I just ended up going to my room and actually just sitting in the darkness in my bed. I didn't eat. That lasted about 2 or 3 days. I just had no appetite. Um, no motivation to stream, even though I still forced myself to dig because I'm an idiot.
Mm.
um, and again, that following Wednesday, again, it was only like an hour or two, and I just stopped. Luckily, by the Friday, I was okay. But that's sort of the way this sad, as you call it, is. It's to do with it's weird. It's a weird one. The minute it goes from like nice to rubbish, I'm just up and down with it. In the now with it approaching it's approaching summer. Um, I can barely sleep. I get agitated and anxious all the time. I'm constantly anxious. it's a weird one. It's a hard one to explain, but I suppose I'm lucky with back in the winter. You suffer from like eating a lot. I ate a lot, but don't put on weight.
Hmm.
So I suppose that's a plus side to it.
Well, I mean, I can echo a bit of what you're saying. And when I was not getting outside, not getting sunshine, right, not being social, my depression got worse. It gets bad. So it's very important to have regular communication outside of the house with other human beings, but also sunlight is incredibly important. And something
Oh,
that
it is. The funny thing is, there actually, I've got a. It's going to be another link. I'm sorry about all these links. This is like my current, like, I suppose, Lino. I never normally like doing goals,
Mhm.
but I feel like on DLive it's a bit different because every um, every streamer who gets the Lino without realizing or can have an explosive day will then probably majority of the time give half of it away
Mhm.
without realizing and wanting to give half of it away. So this desk lamp right here that I'm going to link actually helps with the whole like changing in season. It's meant to give you natural sunlight. Well, not natural sunlight, obviously, but imitate natural sunlight.
Mhm.
So you have it on the side of your desk, and it stays there and then goes down with the like imitate the weather and stuff. And it's meant to help you. So if it does go dark outside, that light is still there to keep you is malnourished the right word?
No, malnourished is if you don't have what you need. So nourished would be, having what you need.
Nourished then, yeah. I'm terrible at English, and I'm English. Um,
Well, I
but yeah, it's meant
noticed.
to help. So that, I'm trying to save up for one of these. I'm massively today, nearly there. It's amazing. But yeah, the minute I get one of those, I'm hopefully that'll help. But I'm on meds, which I have to have every morning to try and help. It's a hard one to keep doing it, but you've just got to. I just say keep going. Um, the way I see it now is if I don't feel 100%, don't stream, because otherwise you're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be even worse the next day because you'll be miserable from the stream, and it's just gonna get worse and worse. You just got to keep going and keep smiling. It's easier said than done, though.
Well, and I think you're hitting a good point, which is, when you turn the camera on, your energy is definitely going to be transferred to your viewers,
Yeah.
and vice versa. You'll get, the energy from the viewers back. But if you just don't have the energy or desire to talk, what I would recommend is still get on DLive, go to other
Yeah.
people's streams, communicate, feel the love, and help. That alone will help your mood. Being
I
supportive.
do try. Yeah, I'm always on DLive, like whether I'm on or off. I've networked like no tomorrow on this platform. That's another thing that I struggled with on other platforms. The motivation to network, the motivation to meet friends, be in people's streams, enjoy their content. It's so much easier on this platform because you feel welcomed, I love it. I honestly love it. It's the best decision I've ever made.
I
Oh,
agree.
I'm
I
swimming.
had never even considered streaming before I found DLive, and I started streaming because of the people and the community on DLive.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's just
absolutely. Matter of fact, we've got a friend in chat right now, Fatty B53. I met him 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago on DLive, and he just came down to the house last week. Spent a week at my house on the lake, and it felt like I had known this guy for 20 years or more.
that's awesome.
Yeah, just because of our interactions on DLive.
Well, that's yeah. It's great. I mean, even though it's a shame that you're all the way in the States because there's going to be. I think people are trying to organize like a DLive meetup, and you should try and do one in the States.
Well, the PAX East, PAX West,
Oh
they
yeah, there's
have
that one.
they have gaming conventions that DLive is going to, and there are a good number of DLive streamers that have been meeting up at those events, and DLive always has a booth, and I think they just did one in the UK, or they're going to do one. I don't keep track of that as well as I should, but
I don't either.
DLive is helping me deal with stress, anxiety, crisis. Yeah, exactly, Liv. I mean, that's kind of what Crash and I are talking about right now. Is that um, a lot of us that are on social media, that are streamers, right, that watch streamers, it's because we have issues with depression and anxiety, social anxiety, right, leaving the house and stuff. So it's I like to talk about this, and I've had a number of guests on the show that have echoed that sentiment. I mean, two of the global partners, my friends of mine, LT Zonda and Flow Driver, they both echoed that same sentiment, which is they have issues with social anxiety. And the thing about being in your own home, like we are right now, is you feel safe, right? It's your space, it's your energy, and it allows us as streamers to be able to be confident, right, and positive and to the audience. So is that?
I mean, I try my best.
Well, I was going to say, have you noticed, Crash, a difference since you started streaming on DLive in terms of your mood? Has it helped you?
Yeah, yeah and no. Like, yes, when I'm in the zone, people are coming in and chatting, and I'm really enjoying the game that I'm playing. Then yeah, but then sometimes it's like I just don't have the energy, and it's even no matter how hard I try, I can't do it, and then that brings me more down because I can't do it. But then even there's some days where I'm sure we all know where you just don't want to do anything. Even being in the DLive community, so I just I suffer sometimes where I just don't want to be anywhere. I just want to be in on on the bed, just sat there like I suppose drowning in my own sorrows. But
Well,
yeah, I'd say it definitely boosted my confidence. I'll be honest there. I am now, like I said, more motivated than ever to start streaming. Like I said, I do have my down moments, but we all do. But when I'm not, I'm more motivated than ever to carry on this community and keep it growing.
nice. Absolutely, man. It's huge. Like I live alone, and so I do have some issues with being depressed. If I don't have social interaction and being on DLive, when I wake up in the morning, my first thought is like, I need to see who's on. I need to check Discord and answer messages. Check Twitter and respond to all the DLive posts.
Yeah, I need to. I think I need to get better at that. I've always been not very good at it, but this has pushed me to get better. I got to shout out a friend here.
Sure.
I don't know if you've seen him or not. He's called Project. He's he streams on DLive as well, but he gave me quite a lot of advice, and he actually talked to me on Discord and stuff. And we're constantly messaging on Twitter, and again, he's just motivated me more than ever as well. So like that guy, I don't know if I'd be as motivated as I am without him, to be honest. Which is great. It's great to see that. Again, I've found friends, and it's just again everyone cares. There's always that DLive DLove thing. It says it in that sticker. Everyone seems to care about one another.
Yeah, and it's so easy too, right? Like the
Yeah.
community, I feel blessed to have found DLive because it had been around probably about a year, maybe a little longer when I found it, and now it's been about a year and a half, little more than since, or another 6 months since I've been here. Like it's so easy to just step into the community and be a part of the family, especially if you're a streamer as well.
Yeah, it really is. I agree there. It's I'm still overwhelmed by it. I'm 8-9 weeks, and which is still a small period, really. And I'm still overwhelmed, and I still continue to be overwhelmed, which is amazing.
Well, and I noticed you've already, like you said, you've already got that check mark. You've been a verified partner now for about a week.
Yeah.
What's that mean to you?
Feels like I finally achieved something in life. I'll be brutally honest. Yeah, I couldn't like because I believe it's all done in America. So I got an email at probably about when I was asleep. So probably about 4 a.m. And again, most of the UK people and I suppose Europe who will get porn wake up to that email. So it just brightens up your day. It really does, and it's awesome. I still can't
Yeah.
believe it. I still see it in chat and go, oh, I've got a tick. Or I forget to like host or something.
Oh yeah, I've been a partner about a month, and I'm finally like, oh yeah, that's right, I need to host. And I feel like, and I even say it like that, like I feel like I need to because The only people that can host right now on DLive, which I like this, is our verified or global partners.
Yeah, I like that as well. I completely agree with that.
Yeah, and it keeps it from becoming overly used, right? It's special when you host, and like I host people who are online live at the time that I end, that I think my audience would enjoy their content. So for you, when you're now that you can start hosting people, who is it like who do you support, or who are you going to start supporting? And I don't mean
I suppose
by
everyone
name.
can. Oh, was that a question to me?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Oh.
yeah, it's just me and you here, my friend. Just me and you.
um, yeah, everyone I can. So what I sort of, I suppose I browse at who I follow. Um,
Sure, sure.
I follow people for a reason. And I check, and I just seem to maybe who is um on the road to maybe becoming a partner, or isn't
Hmm.
maybe not got many viewers and deserves more. It's quite a hard choice really, because you're like, oh, if I'd host that guy or girl, I feel bad not hosting them. Can I just host everyone? But yeah, I try to help everyone where I can. I think I've only, again, because I forgot, I've only hosted it twice. I just
Hmm.
forget. um, but I think it's been people I know at the minute. But I'm going to try and host people who are maybe striving towards that partner goal, or know deserve it. Everyone, to be honest, 90% of people on this platform deserve like praise and stuff. There's a very low. I suppose we can get into this later, but there's a
No,
very
we'll
low
get into it
negativity
right
on this
now.
platform.
Let's get into it right now.
Whoa, I don't want to.
Well, you
um,
actually said something that caught my attention just now, which is, well, I follow people for a reason. So what reason? Like what? Because I think that's important to talk about, right? We've had some talks about follow for follow, and if that's good or bad, people's opinions of it. But why do you follow people?
I because I've gotten to know them, I've become friendly with them, because I like the content and I think they deserve a follow.
Hmm.
I'm a very opinionated person. You probably not see, but look, I've got I've got a YouTube account that's just full of rants. It's me ranting. I am quite opinionated, but if I can, I browse DLive on a daily basis. I'm rocking again. I so I tend to browse by game,
Hmm.
just to see if someone's streaming I don't know, a game that I've not seen on DLive before. And then I always go in and chat, and if I end up feeling like a connection, then I follow them. It's all about that connection. That's the key word. Connection, community. Is there another C? Like the three C's.
Connection, community, and I mean, I could just throw out a C word, but that's probably not that's probably not a good idea. I hit my head
Yeah,
a
I just
lot, so
wants to feel a connection. That's the word, connection. Is my cameras keep buzzing?
No, no, you're good. You're good over here. So,
Yeah, that's how I like. I mean, I don't. Yeah, we can get into follow for follow. I just don't agree with that. I'm sure a lot of people have said that, to be honest. Even yourself, probably. It's just you don't get anywhere, and you see, there's so many the people. This is quite funny. So the people who, if it happened today, somebody came in to my chat, and it's probably just their community and the way things was like, oh, please give me Lino, come and give me Lino. So instead of just um, excuse me, muting them or just saying, look, can you stop? I do say, can you stop? But then I thought, I'm very bad at this. I kind of take the mickey. I probably shouldn't, but that's sort of my personality. So you'd probably see it in a VOD or something. But I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, definitely go out and guy. He deserves all the credit for doing this. Please go and give him all the money. Oh, he's so worth it. Just everyone laughs. I probably shouldn't, but
well, I mean, what we're talking about is channel ethics, right?
yeah.
So let's talk about that. I mean, what is it that you find inappropriate? Because we're trying to educate the viewers, we're trying to help new streamers understand how to stream. So, what like for me when I got to DLive, I would say because I was never a streamer before, right? I showed up to DLive as a viewer, and so when I first started streaming, I would say in people's chat, "Well, I'm going to go because I'm going to start streaming now." and
Yeah,
people
no,
are
I
like,
used to do that as
"Oh,
well.
you're such a explicative word," and I'm like, "Wait, I don't understand why is that a problem?" Like, I don't, right? So I didn't even know that that was considered rude.
Mm.
So for you, like, what are some tips that you could give people in terms of channel ethics?
So I sort of learned the hard way. So when I started on Twitch, like basically nearly 2 years ago, I did get caught up in the follow for follow ethic. So I did it. You just do when you start on a new platform. You do because you're like, oh, I'm gonna get all these followers. They're all gonna come. They're all gonna come and watch. Um, and then I slowly started to realize. So it's sort you. I went in the deep end and went for it. I joined all these communities that lurk, follow, all of that typical stuff. And I started thinking, where are they? Why aren't they? Why am I getting nothing? I feel rejected. And then I
Mm.
thought, you know what, this obviously isn't working. Um, so then I just sort of try and found communities that 'cause on Twitch there's a lot of communities. This is another thing. DLive is one community. On Twitch there's a um,
Hmm.
well, there's probably less, but you know what I'm trying to say.
No, that's a great point.
So you try and find one that suits you. It's like you have to find one. Whilst here, you don't. As soon as you sign up to an account, you're part of it. Um, so I found one, and I got chatting, and then we all came together. But everyone was in each other's streams and chatting. So it's all about making friendship. And I'm like, if somebody comes into my stream and does the whole, oh, am I going to leave now? I'm going to stream myself. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I'm quite lenient. I'm not strict at all because I like to think I'm a nice guy. Well, an easygoing guy, I guess. Even if someone comes in and is like spamming stickers, I just spam stickers back. Or so like, oh, follow for follow. I'm like, yeah, mate. I'm brutally honest, and I'm like, look, that isn't gonna get you anywhere. I've been there, and it's not got me anywhere. It got me nowhere on Twitch, and I've not done it on here, and look where it's got me. And to say honest, and then if to do it again, that's when I sort of, I suppose, draw that line. But even then, I'm like, come on, dude, you can do this. You're better than that. It's like I've got like strikes, so it's like one strike you're fine, second strike you're fine, and then third strike, see ya.
Well, is there anything that you go, nope, just delete and mute them right away?
Yeah, I mean, hate speech, racism, all that sort of stuff. I'll
Hmm.
just instantly mute them. But anything else, I'm kind of lenient. I'm like,
Yeah, no,
or unless they're, could massively. To be honest, even if they come in and insult me, I just be like, yeah, all right.
no, I like that idea. Because I mean, we're all unique individuals, right? So we all have our personalities and we all have our thoughts, and
Yeah,
there's gonna be people that don't agree with you, and that's not a problem, right? That's actually just life, and that's pretty normal. But
yeah,
like
I
you,
had a. Oh,
well, I was
I
gonna
don't
say,
know.
but like you said, we do have to follow community standards. So if somebody comes in with hate speech, racism, that's an immediate no.
Yeah, that's the median though. Yeah, hands down. That is the thing you just don't tolerate because
Right.
it's just not fun, is it? It's not nice.
So we all have our specialties, things that we're good at, or things that we enjoy doing. I've had guests that are good at networking. Some are good at hardware. You've been streaming for a number of years now. Like, what sort of advice or help could you offer for a new streamer, somebody that wants to start streaming? That would, number one, that might hurt them, which I think you kind of talked a little bit about with the follow for follow, but if there's
Hmm.
something else that you could say might hurt them, but also something that would help them.
So yeah, obviously the follow don't work. I personally, this is just a personal opinion. I think you need a webcam.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying it doesn't matter if you don't have one. But I think the whole interaction. So of me looking at the camera now talking is kind of key, and people seeing your reaction is. I think that's quite. I think it kind of has to happen.
Hmm.
Now, people obviously we all have opinions, and I'm one of those. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I've even had political chats in my channel. Um, but I think so. Yeah, I think you've got to don't just stream because you feel the need. You have to because you can tell. who is streaming because they're doing it for fun or would like really want to do it, or people who are just doing it just for fun. No, wait, I said that completely wrong. People like you've got to have the right equipment, is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to spend like I know you don't want to spend millions of pounds or loads of money on equipment straight away because some people don't have the budget. But if you're gonna want to try and be professional about it, you've got to have at least some form of good equipment. I've seen so many streams where I've got this is not really on here. I've seen it on Twitch mostly. You go into a stream and the I'll be brutally honest, the audio or the picture is horrendous and it's unwatchable. And you don't want to be the one who goes and says, "Mate, you can't. This is unwatchable. I can't watch this." And it sounds like I'm being a meanie, but you've got. I think it's like you've got to be able to take people's opinions on board. That in fact, there you go. There's a big thing. Take opinions on board. Don't take opinions to heart. And then sort of learn from your mistakes. And I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes. Yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've not got a great setup, and it works fine for me. You don't need a great setup. Network. I've kind of gone on a tangent here.
Well, that's what we're trying to do. We're talking. This is your chance to share your years of knowledge to help people. Yeah, absolutely.
So when I believe when I start, so I'll put you in my situation. When I started streaming, I was in a terrible apartment in London, in I believe southwest. Just a room that was actually lopsided this time. I was on a wooden floor. I can't remember what I had, but it wasn't in the greatest environment, and I started streaming. Nobody sort of told me what was up, but then when I've realised I've sort of saved up, bought better equipment, you can see the quality of your stream improve, and I think that also shows. Like Mike, for instance, everything like that. But I also feel don't feel forced to play a certain game. That's a fact. Yeah, you shouldn't be forced to play a certain game, and I felt that was happening on Twitch. If you're not a Fortnite god, or if you're not a Battle Royale god, or an FPS amazing professional player, then people don't watch you. And that's sort of, whilst here, they watch you for who you are. And that's kind of what I like. Well, I mean, if you watch me for who I am, I'll have the reviewers because I'm a complete knob, but...
No, I think you're wrong about that. Like, I would come to your channel because you're unique, because you're, an individual, not because of the specific game you're playing.
Yeah, no, that's why I go to streams. Doesn't matter what they're playing at all.
But that's really good advice too, because there's a lot of streamers, especially new streamers and younger individuals who think, well, I want to be famous, so I'm going to go to the platform. I'm going to look at who's at the top of the list and who's at the the most popular game, and I'm going to play that game to try to be popular. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
No, you can't be like someone because they won't watch you because you're like that person who's already big or who's already got a following. Why would they watch you? You've just got to be yourself, and that's what I try and be. That's why I said I'm very opinionated.
Well, you just nailed it. I mean, be yourself, right? Like, if you're grumpy, well, I got to be careful with my cussing, but if you're grumpy and you want to be grumpy, people are going to show up that like hearing that and want to be a part of that, right? If you're excitable and high energy like that, like Luke, my buddy Luke, or LT Zonda, how he maintains that level of energy, I have no idea. But that's what he does.
Red drink right here.
X-Gamer?
Yep.
You have X-Gamer too?
Although, funny thing, it has a complete opposite effect on me.
Interesting. I've never actually tried it, to be honest. I'm thinking about buying some X-Gamer just to support FlowDriver, to be honest with you.
Do they ship? I don't know if they ship to the US.
Oh, here we go.
I know.
I think you can get it off of Amazon as well, but
you can.
Oh, you can? Oh, okay.
Yep. You can try it. I mean, it works for me sometimes, but yeah, it's mad how I personally don't know how people do it. The whole full blown 110% energy for like 6, 7, 8 hours. I mean, I try.
Yeah, I
But
mean and I think it's important to talk about the amount of time that you choose to stream, right? Like for instance, for me, if I go more than a couple of hours, I'm hurting too much. I have some spinal cord stuff and some injuries. My legs go numb. Like it's if I sit here too long, I suffer physically. So I've had to learn to take breaks, right? Like maybe stream for 2 or 3 hours in the morning, take a couple hours off, go outside, get some sunshine, breathe some fresh air, right? Meet somebody, even if it's just go to the store. You're around other people, you're outside, right? It's good for your body. And then I come back, I feel better, and I'm ready to stream for a couple more hours usually.
yeah, I
So,
need to get out more.
well, I was gonna say, how did you feel when you did the longer stream, that 13 and a half hours? Like, I know it's very energizing, but it said it seemed to really catch up with you the next day or two.
Oh yeah. Obviously living off the hype when you're having a good stream. So yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't get to sleep till 3:30. It did hit me, and that's why that's why I didn't do a 24-hour one. I saw you talking to Sean yesterday about that. I don't think it's healthy to do a 24-hour stream. I honestly don't. It's not, because it catches up with you, and then you'll miss your next stream. You probably miss your next 2 stream schedules, and especially if you've got a set schedule, it's never healthy to stay up for like that long anyway. But yeah, it did catch up with me. But then, like I said, the me being depressed didn't help. But
Well,
I
and
did
that
feel it.
very point was made yesterday too by the chat when we were talking about it, and someone said the problem with 24-hour streams is that they screw up your next several streams. It throws your body off.
It does.
I mean, part of the community standards of DLive is that they don't want you doing anything that promotes self-harm, right? These extended streams really seem. I mean, we know as human beings, 24 hours straight of anything is a lot,
Yeah.
right? Like sleep 24 hours, that's not good. Awake 24 hours, that's not good, right? Like everything we need to do in moderation to promote our own personal well-being. Of course, one thing that we actually, I don't know that we've even talked about this ever on any of these, is hydration, right? Like you have to keep liquid in front of
I
you.
think I'm terrible for that.
Well, you know what I found is, like in the beginning when I was streaming, I would go hours and not take a drink, and I would, just because you don't realize that time's passing. And one of my favorite streamers that I used to watch on Twitch, he actually got his audience to start telling him, "Hey, it's you haven't had a drink in a while. Like, stay hydrated."
Hey,
And
stay hydrated, Bob.
well, so I started using that with my audience. Like, hey, if I haven't stood up and stretched in a while, and you see me moving around and hurting, tell me to get up and stretch. You know,
Yeah.
if I haven't been drinking water, tell me, hey, you stay hydrated, have some liquids. And so I started doing that.
It's massive. It's weird. It's so good for you.
Absolutely.
That's probably my thing. I do. So I tend to have an X gamer and a water, but then maybe I just don't drink enough. Maybe I don't eat enough. It's weird. Water really does help you. It's mad, crazy.
Well, I mean, you're not going to have the energy to do anything if you're not eating and hydrating. I mean, that's where our body gets fuel from.
Yep.
Yep. All right, let's see. Well, I had a list of questions, but we already covered them. I'm wondering if you have a few specific things that you would like to get into, because I know you said there was some few things you want to talk about later in the interview.
Yeah. If I can remember. There's another. Oh, yeah. I'm so ditzy. It's just, that's another thing that might attract people to me, I suppose. I'm like something that'd take like, I don't know, 10 minutes for someone else would take me about 2 hours.
That's all right.
Especially in video games.
as long as they're entertained, then what,
I try my best. Yeah, I wanted to talk maybe like I've. Oh no, now's that time you were talking about. I'm gonna be the first to injure myself. Yeah, I suppose it's going back to the mental health state and stuff. I've no. Oh, in fact, this is something that probably really triggers me actually. People who I've noticed who was a friend, not anymore. Who started his Twitch journey on about January last year. Then, so he sort of carried on. He then tried to find success. He then started to switch to a game which found success, and then he started dancing and everything. That's fine. But then, what really, really triggers me, and I don't like it, is he promoted like mental health awareness to like boost his channel views when he's got no idea what it's like to suffer, or no like friends or relatives who have anything like that. And that I suppose that's another thing. I've been through a lot. I lost my best friend like a few years ago to suicide, and that thrown me right off the rails. I'm surprised I'm here. I think I've cheated death twice, and it's just sort of to see that. So that was during university. So we're talking, where are we now? I'm 25, so I can't even remember my age. Talking maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and then even like passing university, doing all this, I've still not felt. I still feel it. I still feel it back. It's still like at the back of your head. I'm still constantly down. I'm such a pessimist. It's unreal, and I can't help that. I can't help being a pessimist. I really can't. And again, we've talked about what we spoke about earlier with the streaming. It does feel like it feels like I've achieved something and I've got something here. Not on the masses, obviously, but it's baby steps. And the fact that I've got the DLive community and the friend that I live with who's so supportive, it keeps me going. It really does. I have mornings where I just don't want to be here. In general, not on DLive, just in general, I just don't want to be here anymore. I struggle with that like on a weekly basis. So then I just sort of I listen to a lot of music. Again, I don't know where I'd be without music. Music's a massive factor in my life, actually. I studied that back at university and college.
What kind of music do you find helps your mood?
Quite funny this. Depressing music.
Really? Like what do you mean? Like what kind?
Grunge stuff. Like I'm a massive fan of like 90s grunge. So I listen to a lot of like Soundgarden, Alice in Chains. And I just put it on. And I can just sit there for hours. And let the world go by. And before I know it, it's bedtime. Or I'm going to bed. I sort of put music above gaming. I really do, because I can sit there and like right now I could just sit here with my speakers and just put music on, and just sit here and just relax. It helps, like, I suppose escape reality is the right word. Yeah, I've it's mad. I just can't. I don't want DLive to stop. I honestly don't. I've made a lot of friends on here, a lot of welcoming people, and anyone who's out there who wants to start streaming or doesn't know what they're doing. Even you can even post videos on here. So even if you just want to post videos on here. Oh, you can't. You got to be partner, haven't you? But anyone who wants to stream, come to this platform and you'll feel welcome. Or anyone who doesn't feel welcome to come here, that's the advice I've got. Because yeah, like I said, I was dark places when streaming on Twitch, and then didn't feel welcomed, and then came here and boom. Well, I'm here sat on a chair talking to some 40-year-old American.
That's right. That's right. It may not be ideal, but it's something.
It is. And then people like I said, Project in the chat, Sean Hawk as well. There's so many entertaining people to watch where you just watch and go, "Ooh, well, he's brightened up my day."
Well, and I think that's important to talk about. Like it's easy to forget that you have no idea who's watching you, right? Or
Yeah.
how you're affecting their day. So that's actually why I started streaming. The driving force behind me streaming was I know what it's like to suffer with depression and anxiety and that sort of thing. I know what it's like to feel like you don't have friends that understand or that you can't talk to about what's going on. And
Mm.
I'm in a better place now, but it's because I work at it, right? Like every day, happiness is not an accident, right? You have to wake up and work on it, right? I wake up, the very first thing I learned that I need to do to feel good for the day is to go outside, breathe some fresh air, get some sun on my face, right? Like I wake up early in the mornings to watch the sunrise, and then I'll lay back down for a couple hours, right? I go out in the evenings and watch the sunset. Like there's just any little thing. There's it seems silly, but I live on a lake, so I go down to the dock and
Yeah.
I hang out, and there's nobody down there in terms of humans, but
Yeah.
there's a set of mallard ducks, a male and female, and then
People are
us.
overrated anyway, mate.
Well, there's some of us. We're all right, you know. But there's geese, a male and female goose there, and a male and female duck that are always hanging out. And I've started talking to them, like maybe like a crazy person. I don't know, but they talk back. They make noises. They come over. They hang out. They seem excited to see me. So I'm like, dude, I'll grab my joy wherever I can get it.
No, yeah, I need to do that. I need to get out. Like being stuck inside is probably like the worst thing you could do to yourself.
Yeah,
It's getting
definitely.
that motivation.
Well,
At
no,
that point.
the motivation isn't necessary. The action is what's necessary, right? Like every day, I leave my house at least a little bit every day. Not because I necessarily need to go to the store or I necessarily have anywhere to go, because it's good for my mental health.
Hmm.
You,
Can I come to yours to the lake?
yeah, if you can get across the ocean, you're welcome to visit.
I'll swim.
That's could
Easy.
be life threatening. I watched a video of somebody swimming across the English Channel, and that alone seemed mental.
It is. It's crazy what people can do, actually.
Well,
I
anything
mean, I'm
that
a
you
good
think
swimmer,
you
but
can. So I've noticed you've got quite a bit of ink, and I'm a collector. Those that have watched my channel for a while know I'm tattooed as well. So I'm just curious how you got started with that.
well, my dad has tattoos. My and I suppose they were. I got an alternative family, I suppose. At least my mum and dad, anyway. They're very like rocky orientated. So they grew up in that sort of environment. My dad's got tattoos, and I just thought, you know what, I want them as well. And then I got one when I was 18. Believe it or not, this one you probably can't see it in my life, but this whole sleeve I got when I was 18. Um, and I've just gone from there. I spent don't do this if you're a student out there. I spent pretty much all my student loan on tattoos.
Well, they're permanent, so I'd say it's a good investment because you'll have them till you die.
Yeah,
You know,
I spent it on that and alcohol and drugs. 'Cause,
well,
yeah,
yeah, we all have our moments for sure. The idea is to learn from your mistakes as a child and hopefully don't continue to make them as an adult.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
So what's your schedule like in terms of streaming?
Well, at the minute, I go Monday to Sunday for 6 hours. Um, yeah, because like I said, unfortunately, I'm unemployed. It's tough being unemployed. Because I've got the time, I just do it. I should probably have a day off.
Yeah,
That's my issue. I probably burn myself out more often than I should.
well, I would say listen to your body, right? Like listen to your mind and body. If you talked about this earlier, if you have the energy, stream. If you don't, I would recommend doing something to increase your well-being, right? So if you don't feel well, work on feeling better. I mean,
Yeah, you're right there. I need to do that. I'm just terrible. I suppose it's my what's the agitation. I just like no, I can't not stream. It's weird. I feel bad having a day off. My mind's like, no, you could be streaming right now. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and Aaron was asking, would you consider streaming an alternative job? I mean, there are people who stream as a full-time job, not just as a hobby.
I mean, yeah, that's what I want. I mean, that's the dream. But we'll have to see what happens. It's all about what happens, and you got to make it your own. Make it. I wouldn't. Don't go into streaming and go, oh, I'd have it as a job within a couple of weeks or a month. Yeah, easy. Because, but pointedly honest, that's not going to happen. But yeah, I would consider it as an alternative job. I mean, that's a yes or no answer, isn't it? Yes. Yes. But yeah, I wouldn't, like, I never, when I did it back in, so 2 years ago, or 2 years in June, I didn't go, oh yeah, I can get this job within a month, I'll be fine. That you can't. You've got to. I'd put it with a full-time job. Do it in your spare time, and then it's sort of like that. If one outweighs the other, so your full-time job streaming, and then if it eventually does this,
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're fine.
Yeah, and I've
Otherwise,
seen
keep the job. Trust me.
yeah, and I've seen other streamer like a good example would be Flow Driver, right? She started on the platform and still had a part-time job working outside of the home. And as the streaming picked up, she started backing off on her hours. And then when she started finding more success streaming, that's when she quit her job and started streaming full time. So that's actually really good advice.
That's she's done it perfectly, to be honest. Because if you don't want to, like, maybe you could have one good month streaming, but then you don't want to leave your job then, because streaming is such an up and down in terms of income.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 month you could have an amazing month, but the next month have nothing. And you've got to make sure you're secure. You've got to make sure your income's secure, and then you can make the switch. Like Flow and Zonda and stuff.
Well, and Zonda, like I've been watching him for a couple years on Twitch. He's actually the reason I'm on DLive. I followed him over, and he said, he was still trying to get a full-time job at the time when he started on DLive. And he said, well, I've saved up enough money to pay my bills for 3 months. So I'm going to give this 3 months. I'm going to stream every day. I'm going to give it everything I have, and we'll see what happens. Right. And obviously we know, because it's later now, that it worked for him. But also, to clarify and quantify a little more, he's been streaming for more than 8 years.
Yeah, he's a long time.
Yeah, so it's no accident that he has a high production value, right? And that he understands what it takes to succeed. And that's like it was very instrumental in getting me streaming, watching him stream and learning what production value was, what it looked like, what it sounds like, right? What it feels like. And holding space, right, on your channel can be challenging at times.
Yeah, it is.
Like when you are on your streams, do you find it difficult to stay motivated and speaking if the chat isn't active?
Yeah, that's another thing where I'm like, I don't pay attention to viewer numbers, because I feel that, in fact, there's another advice: do not pay attention to viewer numbers, because otherwise you're just going to be, if you've got an expectation and it's not met, you're going to be constantly down. You're going to be constantly like, oh, why isn't that happening? I've learned that from countless times on Twitch, and people saying, do not pay attention to the viewer count. Just got to play the game and play. I tend to play the game and think out loud. So think what you're thinking about in the game, but say it out loud, as long as it's, not swearing every second, but which most of the time it is.
Well, you just hit that NSFW button.
Yeah. But just, I do tend to, like, I can tell, because I always look to my right monitor. I'm always like, I'm still doing it now, even though that monitor is off.
Trying to monitor chat.
But yeah, I have, so yeah, my right monitor is half and half. I have OBS and then my chat, which is why I want a third one. But yeah, if it's not active, I do look and I'm like, but then I'm sort of push myself through and just be like, no, continue playing the game, continue being yourself, and someone will pop by. And I think Zonda said this perfectly. even if it's 1 to 1,000 people, whoever it is, they've taken time out of their day to come and see you. Whether it's just to say hello or whether it's just to lurk, they've come to see you. They've chosen you out of, you know, Lord knows how many streamers there are on. And that's really good mindset to have when in terms of the numbers.
Well, I like your advice you were just given too, which is like if the chat's slow, what do I talk about? Think what you're thinking, say those words, right? Like you're engaged in the game, you talk about the game, right? Like
think about the game. Think that you're that character in the game. That's a bit weird.
No, I like that. No, I mean that's great advice because it's the immersion factor, right? If you're that into the game and that excited about what you're doing, it's contagious.
It is.
I mean, like
especially that's another thing I struggle with I'm very fussy when it comes to video games. There's a lot of games I don't like and that everyone else likes. So I'm like, I've always had a period where I'm like, I just don't know what to play. I'm currently, well, I'm not in that period now. I found something, but I have had a lot of periods where I don't know what to play, and I'm sat there while streaming, not knowing what to play, and it's really hard. That's when I'm probably at I'd say my lowest, because it's like I'm sat there like, I don't know what to do. So you do have to have sort of, I suppose, a backup plan. Otherwise, you'll be sat like me, just sat here like, I'm not doing content here. I'm just sat here. I don't know what to do. So I suppose my other advice is, obviously when there's no one there, talk what's in your head when you're playing the game, but also have a backup plan.
Well, have
a backup game or backup, just even if it's just chatting or podcast or just looking at articles on the internet. Have a backup plan of what you can do, so you're still generating that content in your schedule. I've noticed that recently because I did that. When did I do it? I think it was the other day. I played. Can't remember what I played, but I either finished it or just didn't enjoy it. So then we took like last 3 hours of my stream. It's like, and then I just went latest video game news and just talked about articles and stuff in the just chatting section, and some people came in.
No, that's good. That's really good advice too. Like fill the pulse of the audience, but also when it comes down to it, you're the one creating the content. And you have to be motivated to create it.
Yep.
I mean, I found like when I came on here, I thought that I had to play games, right? I thought that to be successful as a streamer, you had to be a gamer. So I started buying games and started trying to play them on stream. But nobody wants to see you try to figure out how to play a game that they know how to play back and forwards, right? It's just painful to watch for them, I mean. Yeah. So I actually started getting away, like, well, what do I want to do? What is it that I enjoy doing? Well, I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy meeting new people and hearing their stories, other streamers, people in chat. And so I just started turning the camera on more and quit gaming so much. And my numbers jumped like drastically.
Yeah, but because you like what you're doing.
Exactly. That's exactly why. People are like, oh wow, he's engaged, he's talking to me, they want to feel that sense of connection. And that's really
great to see.
Yeah, that's really how I found my success.
It's mad. Like even on here, like I'll go back to, I shouldn't really, you don't really want to be like, oh, Twitch is this and that, but you've got to go back to it because it's where I started. Again, you feel like you have to be good at a video game, otherwise no one will watch you. Whilst here, as long as you're good at making that content, people will find you, people will see who you are and like you and follow you, sub to you, donate to you, whatever. They'll be there because of you. Again, I'll praise this platform. That's why I like it. That's why I love it.
Absolutely. I mean, again, that sense of community and family that's available here on DLive, where anybody can get involved, period, right? Like it doesn't matter where you're from in the world. It doesn't matter what you enjoy doing, right? Like just enjoy yourself.
It's key.
Okay, good. What is, I was like, wait, what, Filthy? I'm a little confused. So Crash, one thing I've really noticed about you and your channel, you have some incredible stickers, gifts.
Yes, I'm cocky with that. I do.
So let's see them. Flash them in the chat there, so these fine folks can see what I'm talking about. But also, if you don't mind talking a little bit about that, there's quite a few people that don't even know how to use stickers or how to add them to your channel, how to create custom stickers. So could you give them a little advice on that?
So this was again those standard stickers there, especially the Crash ones. Someone designed them for me, and I thought, oh, it'd be a great idea because it'd be like a plague. They'd be everywhere because they're cute. And I can't remember how I stumbled across this artist, but I searched for artists. So like, you know, on Twitter, freelance emote artists or freelance graphics designers, and I just thought, you know what, I'll save up and give it a shot. And so yeah, I paid for them. They're not mine. I didn't do them. Someone else did. And they've turned out great, and I've been happy. And the guy's really good. I like his style. I always feel like personally, if you want to invest in your own platform, maybe your own brand, in a sense, because that's kind of what it is on streaming. I'm no pro at graphics whatsoever. So I see a lot of people, especially on my Twitch friends, do their own stuff, and it doesn't look professional. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to make an emote and then get it and it not look great. Because I thought, oh, this could a Crash Bandicoot emote. Everyone's gonna love this. And yeah, I just thought, do you know what? I'll pay someone, and it paid off.
That's a great point. I mean, your branding is quite important, right? And when I went to go live with our show here, I went to Twitter and I typed in the same name that you use on DLive, and I found you immediately, right? So that's it. It's incredibly important.
It is. You'd be surprised.
Well, I'm not surprised because I've done a number of these, and it's frustrating when you try to go to Twitter or Discord or Facebook or wherever and find somebody and they've got a completely different name than what they're streaming with.
It's like you being on Twitter called, I don't know, Dave James.
Right.
But yeah, there we go. Actually, we'll go to that thing that I said before we started this. What I actually thought your name was. I generally thought. I thought your name was Arthur Joe Holt.
Yeah, I get that a lot, actually.
Yeah, I feel like I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely. Oh, I'm not the only one then. It's like, yeah, I think, oh yeah, this guy's called Arthur. It's Arthur Joe Holt, isn't it? No, it's Arthur.
Yes. But I think it's a brain thing, right? The most common word, and the letters are pretty close between author and Arthur. But yeah. Even now, even my friends that know the difference on here, that's the worst. They still call me Arthur, just to troll me. Look, there's Fatty too. Yeah, I love you guys.
I'm gonna do that now.
Yeah. It's funny because the text to speech calls me Arthur Year Halt. I'm like, that's none of those. None of those are right. It's all right.
Go on.
I would say, as long as they know me, whatever they want to call me.
Can I call you Dave?
Yeah, but I may not answer just because I'm not used to being called Dave.
It's simple. Like my Instagram's Crash Bandicoot, my YouTube's Crash Bandicoot, my Twitter, my Twitch, my DLive. It's all the same.
But that's very important, though. Like it is. If people are gonna try, like you could see under my screen there, you know, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it's all the exact same name. And that's in an effort to brand myself, but also to make it easier for people to find the content that I'm creating.
Yep.
So guys, if anybody in the chat has specific questions for Crash, now would be a wonderful time to ask them.
I'm sure I was going to bring something else up, but I forgot. It's obviously important.
Obviously. No, I'm not, dude. I have problems accessing memory, so I will never give you a hard time. I got some names I can call you. Yeah, buddy, I know. I love you too, Fatty. It's funny. I didn't even when I first met Fatty B53 on DLive. I was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with saying fatty. Like that sounds, offensive. And
Yeah.
and then
I was
he,
gonna actually be like, oh, you actually, you actually fat or you thin? Because it'd be funny if you.
well, I think he's been called fatty since he was a kid, and it was a nickname growing up. And there were a couple of two different individuals called fatty, so they started calling him Fatty Bass because of fishing and things, and then it got shortened to Fatty B. 5'3" was actually his number from when he played football. And so his nickname to his friends, he's Fatty B. And so I
Fatty
was
B.
like, yeah, so I was like, well, yeah, now I don't even think about it necessarily as a derogatory word when I'm talking to him. That's just my buddy's name.
It's just, yeah. I've got some friends. Well, I haven't actually.
Sure you do.
I used to have some friends like that.
All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through chat here, seeing if we missed anything.
You can see your questions if you want. Did you say I've answered them all?
Yeah, you have. You have.
I'm gonna be missing some. I always do.
Oh, that's all right. We actually, you would be surprised how often we get done with one of these, and then the streamer, like, man, I totally forgot to talk about this thing I wanted to talk about. Like, that's all right. Talk about it on your stream. Get people over and try to entertain them with whatever you want to talk about.
Try my best. Be entertaining. That's what you've got to be. Actually, here's another thing. You've got to, as a streamer, realize that when you press that live button, you've got to be entertaining, as well as being yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you got obviously that comes down
It's a
to
show.
the high production value. Exactly. I mean, you're on a .tv website.
Yeah.
So we always like to talk a little bit about Lino during these, and so I always give a few tips and tricks. Lino is currently a private currency on a test net. The idea is that it will eventually become a cryptocurrency on a main net, and the difference is the fact that it's a private currency means the price doesn't fluctuate. So currently, one Lino is 1.2 US pennies, right? So just over a penny. And if it goes to mainnet, then it would be a cryptocurrency because then the price would fluctuate up or down based on supply as well as demand. Currently, one of the requirements to be a verified partner on this platform, on DLive, is that you have to have $24 US dollars worth of Lino locked in, which is currently 2,000 Lino. And I find that to be extremely reasonable amount.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like even if you're not getting donations to lock in, buying $24 worth of Lino, I mean, I believe in myself, right? I spent thousands of dollars to buy equipment to stream. I've got an extra $24, you know?
Can you do that then? I didn't know if you could buy. Can you buy it and then lock it in then? As in
Uh-huh.
to be apply for partner?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be donated. You just need to have 2,000 Lino locked in.
This is coming from a partner who didn't know that. Oops.
No, that's it. Well, that's why we do these to teach, and you have to keep that 2,000 Lino locked in, or you could
Yeah.
lose partner, or you will lose partner actually.
Yeah, it's the same with I believe, like global. You've got to keep up that 100,000 Lino locked in.
50.
Not locked in, donated to, I believe.
Yeah, well, so there's two separate things. One, you need 50,000 Lino locked in. Two, you need to earn 100,000 Lino a month in donations.
Damn.
Which is a lot, right? Like I recently have applied for Global Partner because I hit all the check marks to do so. And my thought on it was, well, people said, well, do you think you could maintain that level of donations? I don't know. That's not something that I can control, right? But it would be an honor to be a Global Partner, even if it was only for a month, right? That's kind of how I feel about it. So because I've interviewed other global partners who already had it, and they even said, like, it's added some stress to me that I didn't know I was going to have to worry about the total amount of donations.
Yeah.
Right? Like we don't like to ask for donations from the viewers, right? We just appreciate them being there. But there's a few more tips we always like to give about Lino. Number one, if you go to your favorite streamer's channel and they're offline, and you want to donate Lino, you can still do that. You just go to any replay video that they have, and you can donate Lino.
Yeah, and you can also do that on, I believe, videos that they've uploaded.
Okay, that's new to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you go to the channel and go to their videos, if they've uploaded videos, you can do it there. Watch the video and donate whilst you watch, I believe.
Now, it's my understanding that those videos or replays are not available on a mobile platform on the cell phones. Is that correct? Do you have experience with that?
They're not available on cell phones, did you say?
Right. I've talked to people about my replays and such, and I've had people tell me, "Oh, well, I don't see any on the mobile platform." It's just something I would need to look into more to understand. But again, DLive is...
No, yeah, you can't. You're right.
So it is a growing platform, right? Where DLive was a year ago as opposed to where it is now is like Tidy just had a community stream day and said, it's night and day different. And they do the community streams to get input on, hey, what would you like to see added? What would you like to see different? And they genuinely listen and do their best to implement the new things. And I've already seen it just since January, how much more control we have as content creators over our channel and our chat.
Yep.
Which I find amazing. Another tip that we like to give you guys about Lino is it really matters where you're buying your Lino, because you'll get charged up to 30% fee, depending, like Apple Store, your mobile applications to buy Lino are much higher.
Oh.
So if you I don't know about right this moment, but a month ago, if you bought Lino on a mobile platform, you would get 2,000 less Lino than you would if you bought the exact same amount on the computer.
I've wondered that because I've checked it on phone on mobile. It knows where you're from, so it converts it to your currency.
Mm-hmm.
And it's significantly less.
Yeah.
Significantly more for less.
Right. It was like $100. We'll say it's just under $100 on each platform, but on a cell phone for $100, you would get just under 6,000 Lino. For the same $100 on the computer, you would get almost 8,000 Lino. So it's literally like $24 that you're being penalized depending on where you're buying the Lino.
That's interesting, really.
Well, it's something that I like to bring up because not everybody knows that.
Yeah, I saw it, but didn't know it was that that different. I didn't realize they charged you a fee.
Right, and what was I know that the who we're using to buy Lino is changing and cash out. That's all changing. But before it was like 4% fee with PayPal and 30% fee on a mobile platform.
Damn.
Right, and see, that's not about Lino either. That's not about DLive or Lino. That's about the fees that they have to pay with these other companies to offer this currency for sale. So just some tips and tricks, man. We're just trying to help people out. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you. I've not cashed any Lino out yet.
I haven't at all. No. Because the Lino to me is now it is on a test net. So if it goes to mainnet and it does well, obviously there's a potential to make money through the investment. But what I would like to say to people about that is don't invest money that you can't afford to lose, because after all, it is a private currency on a test net. It will hopefully go to mainnet and do well, but we don't have any guarantee of that. So in the meantime, what I've been doing is I give away most of the Lino I get, if not all of it. And I even buy Lino every month to give away.
Oh, nice.
So
that would if I had a job, I would. I'd invest even my friends investing.
Yeah, and I have 100,000 Lino locked in, but I bought it over a period of months, a little bit at a time, and then all the Lino that I get donated, I like to donate that to other streamers through subscriptions or Lino donations directly.
Yeah,
But it's just another way to spread the love on the platform, to be honest.
it is. I was going to say something. Oh, I see. I think when it comes out of testnet, I can see it doing pretty well because it's all about popularity, I believe, in terms of how many people will use the currency. I don't really know how the whole crypto, like, in terms of how it works and how it stabilizes, but if there's this many streamers on DLive and it gets bigger and then goes out to mainnet, then I can't see it flopping instantly. I think it would do really well.
I mean, that's how I feel about it, right? And people like there are a good number of people here on this platform that have had years worth of crypto experience, and it's been nice to get their take on it and explain kind of the technical side of it. But I don't really care. I mean, that may sound naive, but I believe in DLive. I believe in the content that I'm creating. I believe in the community. So the Lino is just part of that, right? I support Lino. I lock in Lino. I buy Lino. I give it away because that's going to help ensure the success of DLive, and DLive is where my heart is.
Yeah, that's good to hear. It's good to hear because you've got to. I feel like you do. If you're on it, you've got to support the platform for it to stay afloat. And I really do think there's enough people to support who are willing to support the platform, like yourself. I can really see it being the next big thing, and that's me being honest. Whether it doesn't even have to be. I'm like you. I'm staying with it no matter what. But it would just be nice to see it. I mean, we've obviously had the influx of people from PewDiePie and everything, but that's sort of calmed down now. But it's still pretty popular. It's still doing really well. So if we get another influx or something, it's just I can see it really doing well, and I'm like I believe that the staff behind it and everything, they deserve way more credit than they do. I don't know how many staff members there are, but there's not many. Then what they're doing is brilliant. It really is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to name off any of them specifically because I don't want to miss others. But I can tell you it's very important to be active on Discord if you're going to be on DLive. And Discord is a voice and video chat service. It's free. You can have your own server. But DLive specifically, you can communicate with all the staff, all the guardians. You can send direct messages. They will respond. They will help you. And that's something that I haven't seen on other platforms.
Oh no! Like again, I don't like throwing shade, but again, like I don't know if you know. Obviously, Zonda terminated his partnership with Twitch. It took him 3 months to get back to him. That's atrocious.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas if you've got an issue or you want a question or something, you message one of the staff members or guardians. Then I don't want to say they're instantly back to you, but they're back within a reasonable time.
I mean, I've had responses immediately. I've had them in 10 minutes. I've had them in an hour, but they've always been very, very fast and very reasonable.
It is. And again, with the whole, even with the partner applications with the influx of people, it's still a good time. Like I had to wait, I believe, 3 weeks. I waited quite well, and I think that's a fine time. Like the rest, there's people people want it to happen overnight, and it's just it's not going to happen. You've got to think how many people are applying and how many channels they've got to review. 3 weeks is a decent amount, again, compared to the other platforms that take 3 months.
Right, exactly. And so I've seen a few comments in chat I'd like to address. Frey was saying that they were on a previous streaming platform that closed down. They're saying that this one's similar, so they're scared it'll go the same way. Well, don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. Live in love, right? Live in love. There's 2 ways to live. You can be scared all the time about everything, or you can believe in yourself and you can believe in the goodness of humanity in general. And wherever you put your energy, that's the reality you're going to create, right? So Frey, I would say to you, encourage yourself, and the rest of us are going to encourage you too, right? Like DLive believes in you. The community is incredible. If you join us and start creating quality content, you're going to help. You're going to help ensure the platform's success. But guess what? Even if this platform doesn't last as long as you want to be streaming, there's always going to be somewhere else. There's always going to be another option, right? Like, don't worry so much about success or failure, because that's a long-term thing that you can't necessarily control.
If I can do it, you can.
Well, if you, all you have to do is get up today and produce content today. That's it. It's not some big, overwhelming, long-term thing. You just get up today and do it today.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I agree. Don't live in fear. If you've got a passion, do it. If you've got ambition, go for it. It'll get you somewhere. All the big things have started off small. Just go out and do it, and it'll benefit you. You'll get somewhere. I mean, I know it might not be the best example, but I see, I'm not looking to be the next big thing, the next big. I don't know, just use an example, Ninja on Twitch or whatever, the next big streamer, content creator. But I always look at, if you look at someone like, it's a weird example. You look at someone like Sir Alan Sugar. I don't know. I'm guessing you know who he is in the US.
I've never heard the name.
Oh, you're not. Well, and he's an entrepreneur. He's a billionaire basically. Mm. But I know most billionaires are. That's a topic for another day. But he started off selling ice creams in an ice cream van outside his house, and he's worked from there to be where he is today. And it's something like that, or something like actually a recent one. I sort of look at these stories and think, Robert Downey Jr., the actor. He in the early 2000s, he was in jail. He was substance abuse, being on the verge of suicide, and now he's the highest paid actor in the world. Mm-hmm. Just look at stories like that. It's like, oh, okay. So you've just got an ambition. Ambition's key, I think.
Yeah, well, you have to believe in yourself and promote yourself, promote your channel on social media. Get engaged in the platform. Go to other streamers' channels. Get to know the community, right? Like, don't go to other channels because you think networking with them is going to help you be more successful. Go to other channels and network with other people because you want to be involved with the community. And that is a much better way. It's a much better way to ensure your long-term success and happiness on the platform. Mm-hmm. If you stay very self-centric and don't reach out and don't engage, you have less of a reason, because you don't feel the love, you don't feel the community. So I would definitely recommend getting involved in real ways with other streamers and other viewers, because it will help encourage you on a day-to-day basis.
It's helped me. The amount of friends I've made is unreal. You class them as friends, and that's key.
Exactly.
They're not people, they're not streamers, they're friends.
Exactly. Like when I met my boy Fatty B, we met on DLive a couple months ago. We had no idea who the other one was. I watched his streams. He watched my streams. I had him on the podcast. And then when he showed up to spend time and hang out, we literally felt like we'd known each other for 20 plus years. It was just easy. Just want to address something that I saw in chat before it scrolls away, and they're worried about DLive getting shut down because they're allowing people to stream movies. They're not allowing people to stream movies. People are streaming movies, which violates the terms and community standards, and as soon as it's seen, you're gonna get taken down.
Yeah, I experienced that. It was either last night or the other night. Someone was streaming a football game, a soccer game to America, and I reported it to a Guardian, and they were like, "Oh no!" So I then go check the channel; it's down. They're very quick at dealing with stuff like that.
Yeah, and because guys, we have legal responsibilities as a streamer to uphold. Like, you have to moderate your chat. to fit the community standards, right? Don't allow hate speech and cyberbullying, things of that nature. But you as a streamer are responsible, legally responsible for the content that you create and put online. So like if it's copyrighted music, generally not a problem if you're streaming with some music in the background, right? But if you tried to upload that to YouTube, it would get flagged for copyright, right, with the music. But if you're streaming sports, pay-per-view, things that are clearly large money type of things, there are plenty of attorneys and lawyers involved that will come after you for damages. So it's important that you follow the community standards. It will keep you out of legal trouble. People are streaming.
You just like you said, as long as you follow the terms of service, you're fine. Just be what's the word? I can't think of the word. My mind's gone blank.
Kuvi, I would definitely disagree with what you just said. Kuvi said, well, some DLive staff doesn't do anything. That's wrong. That's completely wrong. There is a very small group of people working as DLive staff. There's a very small group of people working as DLive guardians. And I've seen every one of them in channels working, helping, moderating. Like they're working their butts off.
Oh yeah, like there's people who don't like some of them. Yeah, they are. They're working. It's a voluntary job, the guardians,
Mm-hmm.
and they're working their butts off, and it's amazing what they're doing. It really is. And obviously, there's more and more people who want to do it, and I think they should get more and more people.
Well, yeah, anybody can apply.
They're not doing anything. All of them are doing their jobs really well at the minute.
Yeah, and then also the comment, but so far everyone's streaming video games. That's also not correct. There are, like I do live podcast. I've seen people creating art digitally as well as painting canvases. I've seen people with cooking shows.
Well, if you just look on the main page now, like chatting, music, news, science, they're not video games.
And that's Crash and I kind of talked about this earlier in the interview, which is do whatever you are passionate about, right? 100%. Like stream whatever it is that's going to get you excited and get you to be entertaining, because in the end, we are entertainers. That's what streamers do.
Streams that are streaming, like you can't. So there's going to be streams that are up there that are against TRS, but they're not gonna be taken down like instantly. They will be taken down. They are always taken down. Always. Some are risky, like the music one. I've seen a lot of people complain about that. Is it the bumper sticker? The anime girl bumping up and down with the music. Mm-hmm. Do you know what? I kind of find that quite relaxing. If you have it on in the background, it's actually quite relaxing. But that doesn't violate any TOS.
Correct.
So it's a tough one.
I mean, like for me personally, I would never watch that channel and I will not support them because it's not unique quality content. They're not putting any effort into that stream. They loop the same graphic and play music. That's if I wanted to see that, I'd go to YouTube and watch a video. Streaming, if your face and your voice, specifically your voice, but also like Crash said earlier, your face, people being able to see you is important. If you're not on the screen actively engaged with chat, you're not streaming. Like you're not a live streamer. So I don't want, like that specific channel came up during a community stream, and people complained about it. And the answer was what you said. Number one, it does not violate the community standards, so we're not going to take it down. Number two, if you don't like it, don't support it. Don't go into the channel. Don't watch it. Don't give them Lino. Your money is how you vote, basically, in this world, not just on DLive. So put your time and your money into channels that you support. They'll be more successful. The ones that don't get supported will fall away.
They will. And it already is starting to fall away, to be honest.
I agree too.
It's and with especially with this new front page algorithm that they're sort of in the works, it's barely there anymore.
Yeah, and do
Um,
you
I,
do you know how that works? I've heard there's a new algorithm, but I haven't heard anybody really talk about what that means exactly.
I messaged because I kind of want to know, but he said they're not allowed to talk about it at the minute. But it looks like it is my estimations. If I go, it looks like it's one. We talk about it now. It's on the frigging front page, isn't it? I don't actually know, but I'm sure it's normally one partner and then just four random.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was that?
Oh, did I? It looks like it's one partner and four random channels, but I'm seeing multiple things on at the same time. I don't know. We don't know, but I think they should address. I think they should like kind of let us know what it is. But
Well, if you reach out, you could definitely get answers, and I think I'm going to because I'd be interested to know what they're
yeah,
doing differently, how they're deciding who ends up on the page. Now, to be honest, I don't care where I am in the algorithm. I don't care if I'm
yeah,
on the main page or not. Like people that want to find me, find me. Word of mouth goes a long way. Advertising yourself on social media goes a long way. I don't necessarily put up a post on Twitter every time I go live because then I feel like people would just ignore the post. I only try to put up information like when I have you as a guest, I want to tell people about that. And I'm going to link your channel, my channel. I'm going to link DLive so they know. DLive retweet will retweet your stream.
whoever's behind that account is really good.
Very, very good.
But yeah, I've noticed social media is key. I don't know why I never did this. I started using Instagram like a few weeks ago. I'm getting likes and comments and stuff. It's all about social noise. Here's another thing actually that again Project told me about social noise. Make your just make noise on social media essentially. Promote yourself, and you'll get noticed.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
people
exactly.
people something on they use it's called TweetDeck I think. So search particular hashtags. Instagram's algorithm for hashtags is fantastic.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, one time I was playing, I believe, Mario Lost Levels, and some guy came in from Instagram. He's like, oh, I don't even know what this platform is. I just saw you were playing Lost Levels. And that still amazes me
Mm-hmm.
to this day. And it's like, you've just got to promote yourself, be yourself, and your content will get noticed.
Well, and believe in yourself,
There's
right?
another one.
Don't the negative self-talk is so harmful, right? Like I'm not good enough, I'm not interesting, I don't deserve this donation. That's all bad. That's all negative speech, it's all negative energy, and the more you say that, the more people are going to believe it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I tell people all the time, I'm awesome, just ask me, I'll tell you. Right? Like I'm not awesome because you think I'm awesome. I'm awesome because I think I'm awesome. You know, and really that's how it works. Your perception of reality is reality. So you just have to believe in yourself and what you're doing. And if you don't, you're not doing the right thing. Right? Find your passion and chase it.
That's what I'll be honest. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, you
It's what I
are.
struggled for years. I studied music. That was my passion, and then I couldn't get anywhere in music, in terms of live events production. So all the setup and stuff, I couldn't get anywhere. And now I suppose I'm trying to do this as a full-time job. I'll be honest. I'd love to do this. It feels like it's the only thing I'm good at. um, but yeah, you're right. You believe in yourself. It's key.
I mean, clearly the platform believes in you too because you're already a verified partner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's proof for me when I made partner. It just kind of validated to me that the platform appreciated what I was doing. And that was very motivating to me, right? I even remember contacting a staff member and saying, I don't want to come off wrong when I say this, but being a verified partner isn't going to change anything for me. I'm still going to get up every day, try to promote the platform, produce quality content. I'm still going to stream whatever the hell I want to stream, whenever I want to stream it, right? Like It didn't, and they said, "Well, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's all good stuff." Like they appreciated that take, and I went, "Oh, okay." Like, because I didn't know anything about streaming. I'm like I said, first time streaming DLive, but
Mm.
they said it's basically us telling you you're doing it right when we appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, because one of the, like you mentioned before, the key, it's not just about the numbers. You've got to be active. You've got to show your support of the platform on social media. And like you just said, then they know you're doing that, so they've given you this the verified partner tick.
Exactly.
And it's also I agree. It feels like you're doing something right because you've been given it. Um,
Exactly.
and I've seen a lot of people, especially recently with the influx being, I don't like the word rejected. Um, not what's a
They're
good
they're
word?
rejected. There have been people that apply for partner and the answer's been no,
Yeah,
and they're told why, and then in a month you can apply again,
yeah,
right? And
and
I've
it's
the few times I've seen people told no, it's because they streamed copyrighted content, basically because they violated the terms of service.
yeah, and which is kind of common sense, really.
Right?
If you
That's right. I
violate
mean,
the
it
terms of
makes
service,
sense.
you're not gonna get partner, are you?
So let's see. Let's catch up with chat. Really, I'm just saying. Right. So Kuvi, you were saying that you've seen people violate the standards. You reported it, and they've come back with a new channel. They're going to be banned again. If you're banned, muted as a viewer and banned, or you're banned as a streamer, and you just come with a different name and try to come at a different angle and do it again, they're going to continue to ban you. They're going to ban they'll even go so far as to IP ban you. If you trust me, you get around that, they'll find a new way. You're not going to be allowed to violate the community standards on this platform. There's because people like me, other verified partners, we're watching. We care about this family. We care about this community. And you think it's just staff and guardians moderating this platform? You're wrong. Every one of us with the tick mark is paying attention. I report people all the time that violate community standards, but I do it quietly, right? I'm not going to call you out in chat and create a problem for myself or my other viewers. I'm going to message staff or guardian very discreetly and very quietly, and they're going to handle it. And that's what I love. We talked about this earlier, Josh. Like
Yeah,
the staff and guardians are on it.
they are. And what's also great is they're all from different parts of the world. So if
Exactly.
I was to message a guardian or staff member, obviously my time in the morning when most of America's in bed, that they can. There's always someone from my part of the world who can deal with it.
Hmm.
And there's the same with Eastern European, far, and even Australia, I believe. So they're up from all over the world. So there's never a time where you can't message them. Like
Exactly.
really.
And so there's a few more. So people are talking. We were talking about the algorithm and how that's changed. Some of that's being kept under wraps because they don't want people to manipulate it. I agree with you when you say that the man with machines. You're saying displaying the dono amounts on the stream thumbnail. I find that incredibly wrong.
Where's that? Sorry, on the thumbnail, on the mobile.
If you go to the main page and you look at any of the thumbnails, on the right corner it'll tell you how many people are viewing, and on the left corner it'll tell you what the donations are for that stream.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I find that completely wrong. the,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, it's kind of
completely
demeaning
wrong.
in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, because now there's a culture that's developing of, well, if you don't have that much Lino donated, I'm not going to come look at your channel because
Yeah,
obviously it
yeah.
sucks. I can tell you for a fact that Lino donations do not equate to quality content,
Oh no.
right? It just, some people are creating incredible content and they don't get any donations or very little because their target audience doesn't have disposable income, right? It's not necessarily about whether they're creating positive content or not. Like, I don't hype donations. I meant if you donate during a normal stream, I definitely say thank you and definitely mention it. During these live podcasts, I don't say it so much because it tends to derail the conversation,
Hmm.
right? And so I don't address the donations individually during the show.
Do you know it'd be quite interesting to see if like the numbers are completely gone. So on these thumbnails now, when you go browse on the homepage, there's no viewer numbers and there's no Lino count.
There is on my screen.
No, I meant if they're not there,
Oh,
it'd be really interesting to see what happens.
yeah. I really dislike the fact that they're there at all. I don't think it's necessary,
I
right?
agree
Like
with the Lino account. The viewer account, I don't. It's sort of. It's not necessary. But then what? Yeah, you're right.
it's not necessary at all. Like if I look at your channel and you're playing something or doing something that I'm not interested in, the fact that you have a lot of viewers isn't then going to make me join that channel anyway. Right? Like I'll go to channel with nobody viewing. Like that doesn't matter. It's not what determines whether or not I watch your stream. You, the content creator, determine whether or not I watch your stream. And I think that's the best way to go about it, right? If you're worried about what other people think, you're never going to have your own opinion or know who you are. I mean,
You're right.
that's just kind of how I feel. But okay, so let's continue on. The only thing, so Kuvi again with a lot of misinformation. I would encourage you to spend more time on the platform because I don't believe that you're getting the full experience.
How long have you been on the platform, Kuvi?
So Kuvi says the only thing that is hard is making this a career. DLive is not big enough to pay rent if you streamed every day. That's not true.
No, it's not true. There's people who are doing this full time and living fine.
Yeah, I could give you a list of people that pay their bills on DLive already.
Yeah,
But
same.
yeah, and then Grim said this is a grind like other platforms. Well, yes, Grim, but also if you think about it like it's a grind, it's gonna wear you down. This isn't a grind. This is an experience. This is a way of life. You get on here, you enjoy your conversations with your chat, you create whatever content that makes you happy to be creating it one day at a time. I didn't, like, I've been streaming 63 days straight. I didn't start out to stream 63 days straight. I just get up every day and I enjoy it enough that at some point during every day, I want to reach out to you guys and communicate with you and have you communicate with me.
I like that attitude.
Really, right? Like don't be so consumed, Crash, with the details, right? Like just I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna engage the community because I enjoy doing that. And if you take that stance, you're gonna have a good time every day. That's just how I feel about it personally, though.
Oh yeah, it's a great attitude. I'm trying to scroll up the chat too.
Yeah, we're just catching up with chat, guys. We want to be able to address your concerns. By the way, if you guys have questions or concerns, by all means, put them into the chat. This is the time of the podcast that we like to engage with the audience more.
So creators on the rise still needs to go. Yeah, I personally don't like the creators on the rise board.
Well, it goes back to having Lino donations and viewer counts on the thumbnails. It's misdirecting the audience into thinking that matters, right? Yeah. Like in the end, this is a business. It is a platform where there are goods and services being exchanged and there's money involved and web traffic, which is monetized, right? This is a business, but I don't feel like the amount of viewers a person has or the amount of Lino that's been donated to them should have any impact on whether or not you're willing to give them a chance.
Oh, no, yeah, no, you're right. It's essentially going, oh, look at these. They've made the most money in 24 hours.
Yeah, and I've seen that manipulated.
I don't like that.
In just the time I've been on the platform, I've seen that manipulated to keep people on the board in a way that promotes, like gets them more traffic.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm very much a firm believer in organic growth is going to be the most sustainable thing that's going to give you a long-term career, if that's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And Man with Machines actually made a great point. If you're streaming to make it a career, it will show, and you will more than likely fail, right? Like you need to stream, even if your intention is to make it a career, that can't be your motivation, right? Your motivation needs to be being a part of the DLive community, be like creating quality content that people are actually going to want to consume.
Yep.
And you even said this earlier, Josh, like you have to be yourself and you have to play games or do something that entertains you.
Yeah, do something that you feel passionate about. I mean, it could be, doing what you're doing, podcasts, or it could be reading poems from a book, or art, drawing, emotes, painting,
Hmm.
just chatting, anything. If you're passionate about it, show it to the world, and it will show. It will show that you're enjoying what you're doing, and then people come in and go, "Oh, this person really likes what he's doing. I'm enjoying this."
Well, Kubi says, I've been here a month and I'm glad about my achievements, but I like to be sure about things I think or people talk about will be happening, or if I say some stuff is maybe true. So I understand what you're saying. My response would be this. I will give you the best information I could possibly give you today with the knowledge that I have. But if tomorrow I learn something that contradicts what I have been thinking, I will apply the new information and I will then change my mind and I will give you the new information tomorrow. But if you're constantly guarding and worried about what you think and what you're saying and is it correct, you're going to live a very like stressed out life, right? Like try to be self-assured. Know what you know. If you don't, go look and find the information, right? And just we can all only do as good as we can do. Like Dr. Seuss, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough, right? Believe in yourself, believe in what you know, put out your best quality content, and then tomorrow maybe it gets better, right? Because you're learning and growing. Let's see.
I agree. Yeah, kind of
Man's
zoned out there. Sorry.
no, man says guardians are just glorified babysitters, not techs or staff. They can't. Right. So basically, if you guys don't know, DLive is the first platform to have a group of all volunteers. They call them DLive Guardians. And the DLive Guardians are generally, I've seen 100% of them up to this point that I've met are streamers. And
Yep.
they came to this platform because it was the first time that it seemed to support content creators, any platform, right? You own your content. You keep the majority, 90% of your donations, and you get them immediately in your account. The other 10% isn't taken by the platform. It's returned to everybody with locked in Lino. On a daily basis, you get locked in Lino points reward. It's everything about the platform is to empower the creator, not to put money in somebody's pocket on the back end that owns the company, some nameless, faceless, right, organization.
Yep.
And so
You get what you put in.
well, yeah, and the Guardians are volunteers. They're streamers. They're volunteers who have passion for the platform and want to see it grow and succeed. And so they're volunteering their time to help make sure that the community standards are being followed in order to perpetuate positivity, but also longevity for the platform.
Yep. It's amazing to see, to be honest, that they're putting this effort in. They don't have to, but they choose to.
Exactly. Is DLive with DTube? I don't know what DTube is, but no, it's not. DLive is a separate company. Lino is a separate company. The D in DLive means decentralized. So decentralized live streaming. The decentralized means that it's not owned by one specific group. Decentralized is we own our content. We are co-owners of the Lino platform when we invest and lock in Lino.
See, and there's another thing that you've mentioned. A lot of people don't realize that they're two separate things. So even if let's just say the worst happens and Lino doesn't do well, DLive won't go. DLive and Lino are separate. So DLive could still be run without Lino. It could, I don't know, something could happen. It could be normal. I don't know, but yeah, a lot of people get confused that they are actually two separate things.
Well, and I know that I don't know all of the history about it, but I do know that DLive was originally on the Steam cryptocurrency blockchain.
Yeah, neither do I.
And
I've got no idea what that is.
So now it seemed like that cryptocurrency they didn't have the same long-term goals as DLive platform, and so Lino is a private crypto. It's actually not a cryptocurrency. It's a private currency right now that they're testing and building to interface with DLive. and preferably will go to a main net and be publicly traded as a cryptocurrency in the future.
Interesting.
Well, it's not that DLive claimed Lino, it's that Lino is one company, DLive is a separate company, and currently Lino is exclusive to the DLive platform. But there's been conversation about it once it becomes a cryptocurrency that it would be available for other purchases and other platforms. But again, it's all speculation at this point.
Yeah, we don't really know until it happens.
Right. And we're not really here to speculate, guys. Like I said, if you want to be successful, get up every day and create quality content. Right? You don't have to worry so much about the long-term effects for the company, the long-term effects for the currency, right? That's stuff that we can't directly control anyway, right? You can put your input in, you can be involved in these community chats on DLive and on Discord, and you can offer your suggestions. And if you have locked in Lino points, you actually get to vote on certain aspects of how the company grows. So just be involved, guys. Get involved on social media. Get involved on Discord. Get involved on DLive. That's how it's going to succeed. I mean, if you just stand in the corner with your arms crossed, mumbling about how it's not going to work, it's not going to work. That's how that works. Well, so Kuvi, again, we just want to say, and other people have echoed this, Lino is not cryptocurrency right now. Cryptocurrency, the price fluctuates based on supply and demand. Lino is at a fixed price point of 1.2 pennies per Lino because it's currently on a test net and it's a private currency. So the goal is to make it a public cryptocurrency, but it is currently not. So anyway, guys, I think we've actually got through most everything we needed to cover. Crash, is there anything else that comes to your mind, or any other tips or tricks you'd like to impart on these beautiful people?
Yeah, we've pretty much covered it all, haven't we? If you want to be a streamer, I'd say this is the platform to start on. If you've got a passion and an ambition, strive for it, keep going. Be yourself. Don't like you said. Don't live in fear. Live in love. Is that what you said? Mm-hmm. Keep going, and you will achieve something. I honestly feel this is the platform to be on right now. You've got so many issues with all the other platforms at the minute. I mean, we can go into this elsewhere, but so many issues on a lot of them are just in it for the money. A lot of the companies are in it for the money. It benefits everyone on the platform, even as a viewer. And I just feel I can't think of any negatives. Of course, but I can't think of any. And it just comes down to if you want to do it, do it. Be yourself and do it, and you'll get somewhere.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, from personal experience, I've had a lot of issues. We've all had issues. We're humans. But if you've got, it all comes down to, if you want to, don't go into it. Like we've said this before. Don't go into it going, oh, I'm going to stream. I don't need a job. I'm unemployed at the minute, and it's horrible. I'm not doing this for a job. I'm just doing it because I've got time. I'm still looking for a job. But if you, like you said, if you've got a passion, do it. I've said that about 10 times, but it's true. It can't get any truer than that.
Exactly. And in terms, somebody was asking, or Kubi was just saying, how do we make it cryptocurrency? Yeah, again, that's like Man said, it's up to Lino Inc. in terms of when and even if they're going to come off the test net and make it a public cryptocurrency. There's been talks about both ways. Would it be helpful? Would it be harmful? But in the end, I can tell you that they're not in a rush to go to a main net, which would make it cryptocurrency, until everything is running smoothly. Right? Like the problems right now Yeah, exactly. Network instability is key. So when you have problems and the platform's small, it's easier to correct that, right? Once the platform explodes and grows and the currency is being used in various ways, it's a much harder thing to control.
And I have faith that I've got faith in all the staff members and all the people behind Lina that it'll all be fine.
Exactly. I
Honestly,
mean, all we have to do is all you have to do is worry about your stream. That's it.
Yep.
Right?
Don't worry about the network. Don't worry about everything. Worry about yourself. Worry about your content.
Exactly. I mean, if all of us are creating quality content, that's what adds value. That's what increases the web traffic. That's what increases the productivity, the bottom line, right? The dollar, how much the company's worth. It all comes down to us, are the streamers. So I would just say focus on, your own channel. Be active in social media promoting your channel. Be active in the DLive community promoting other streamers and the viewers, right? Get to know these people and become invested in their reality, and it will give you strength and encouragement to keep going.
Love it.
Yeah, build your community, and it doesn't matter where you stream, you will have your people if you're truly a community. Exactly. And guys, like, something to know, like Zonda had 400,000 followers on Twitch. He canceled his partnership with Twitch and moved to DLive because of the community, because of the platform, because they empower content creators, right? So no matter what you think about your old platform, the idea of DLive is it's a completely new way to approach streaming and rewarding streamers for their time and content.
And you feel loved because of that.
Exactly.
You feel like you're worth something.
Yep. You too, Kubi. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And I like what Man Machines echoes here, which is don't base your success streams off of DLive, the company. Base it off your community and own sense of self-worth. So again, that's what we keep saying. If you think it's going to fail, if you think you suck, that's probably going to be your reality. If you think you're awesome and you're creating quality content that's entertaining for other people, they're going to show up. They're going to support you. Right. And yeah, we even said that earlier. DLive could fail. It could also succeed, but that shouldn't be your motivation for streaming. Right? Your motivation for streaming should be because you have got something to share, and you want to build a community that's supportive and loving and kind, and will help you do that. Yeah, streaming isn't for everybody. DLive isn't for everybody, but the idea is that there's enough people here that are loving and supportive that if you want to be successful here, there's absolutely no reason you won't be. Thank you very much, Kubi. Appreciate that.
Exactly.
So thank you. I just want to say thank you again, Josh, for being here with me today. I really appreciate your time and your insights. It's always a lot of fun for me to have a streamer on that's been streaming for years. I feel like you've got quite a bit of knowledge and wealth that you could share with us, and I really appreciate that you did that.
I try my best. I'm awkward as hell, but I'll try.
No, but that comes down to the self-talk. I'm telling you that it was a good time. That's how you know.
Yay.
Your motivation should be something you're ambitious of doing if you're a gamer, you stream for the love game. Exactly. And that's what we were saying is do what you want to do because that's going to be your best content. Like, do what you're passionate about. Follow your dreams. You're going to do well. Exactly. So Crash, I'm going to wrap up the show. If you'll just hang out for me 1 second, I'll be right back with you, my friend.
Don't go. Okay, yeah.
It happens. So again, guys, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate your time. I call these Fireside Chats. It's a live podcast I do with other DLive streamers. And to address a question I saw a while back in chat that I had forgotten, somebody asked me, how is it that I decide who's on the podcast and how do you get involved? Well, I can tell you, it's quite simple. I promote DLive streamers who are unique, who are creating quality content, who are talking about DLive in a positive light, who appreciate and love the community and are an asset to the community, right? So to put it simply, people who are loving, people who are kind, people who are, promoting the platform and the well-being of the community. That's who I like to have on the show. So you may have been here a couple days, you may have been here for months or a year. It doesn't matter what you stream, gaming, art, music, whatever it is that you do, that's not the focus. The focus is on the love and the community that's available here on DLive. And if you promote that, you're in. But because we like to talk about the streamers in particular and what makes them tick, right? Like, so you can get to know these individuals on a more personal level, maybe more so than you would get to know them on their normal stream, because maybe they have a persona that they like to put in. They like to do costume and makeup and on these shows that I do, it's very much about the real version of that human being and what makes them tick. And then really it's in an effort to support them, but also to encourage the viewers and streamers that are watching and give them tips and tricks on how to be successful streaming, how to be successful with DLive, how to understand what Lino is. And in the end, really, it's just about trying to love on people. Well, not necessarily, man. I just haven't, you haven't popped up in the list, and everybody has a chance to be on the show. Definitely. I'm not super specific about that. I want to promote the platform of DLive and streaming in general. So again, I would like to thank all of you for being here today. This has been another Fireside Chat. If you enjoy them, hit the follow button. You'll be definitely seeing more of them. Let's see. The next one that we have scheduled is this Saturday. So today's Thursday. That's in 2 days. Saturday, the 4th. At 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, we've got YT Jake Baldwin. He's a young streamer, and I haven't had any young streamers on. I'm very excited to get his perspective on gaming and streaming. And Little Tidy is one of his moderators, which is awesome. Tidy's kid. And I really like seeing the younger generation pick up this mantle and run with it with streaming. So, yeah, so exactly. May the 4th be with you guys. So, in case you didn't know, is a good plug. DLive does community events on a regular basis. The next one coming up is this Saturday, May the 4th. They're encouraging everyone to dress up in costumes for Star Wars, talk about it, use stickers. They're doing free giveaways, and if you look at the top of DLive up there, there's a May the 4th on DLive button. If you click on that, it will take you to the community page. That covers how you can enter, how you can be a part of it. And may the 4th be with you, and also with you, Joe. Well, may the 4th be with you as well, Worst. You're one of my favorite people, so I really appreciate your love and support and your time. But that's all for now, guys. So thank you very much. Wherever you are on the globe, I wish you love and light, and I will see you again very soon. So thank you, guys. Aloha for now.